Okay, we finally got the audio working. We've been here for an hour and a half. It's finally happening. My dad is here. Say hi, Ken.
Hello.
Hello, Bulgar.
I'm back too.
Yeah, Evan's back. He passed the plague on to me. I was sick for a hot minute. Missed 2 days of classes.
It's not my fault.
No, it is. It's all your fault. I'm back. But yeah, my dad, he's a certified, I don't know what you would even call it. He likes music a lot and art. And he was born in 71.
Yeah, 71.
71. So he was in middle school in the Cali punk days. Even though he was born in Kenosha, but whatever, that doesn't matter. He was big into circle jerks and all that. Still is, obviously. We went and saw them at Riot Fest together. But yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. My first memories, of any time is being in a boat listening to the Talking Heads, Psycho Killer to be exact, and 311, and Pearl Jam, which is a great mix. You can kind of tell where I get my taste from. And then I can't leave out Gwen Stefani on my mom's side. Lots of, what's this shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. That song in the car. All the time. But yeah, Dad, you should talk.
You got to ask me a question.
Okay. How was the Gwar show that you went to in 1991? Was it 91?
Yeah, we took a train down there.
Did you have your leather trench coat and booties on?
Well, I had my motorcycle jacket on, and I had boots on that had chains on them, but they wouldn't let me in. They made me take the chains off, so I had to throw them away.
That's so badass. How did you wear white to the show? Like a white t-shirt?
T-shirt, yeah.
You did? Okay. You should have kept that.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Didn't they crawl to toilets?
Well, in the beginning, yeah, they crawled out of a toilet.
Did they chop boobies off?
Yes, they did.
They did. And other
And they killed
parts?
a couple presidents.
Yep. Yeah, they chopped Joe Biden's head off at the show we went to.
Back then, I don't think they do it now, but back then they would pick a couple people out of the crowd and they'd give you a loincloth and a spear and a mask, and you could dance around on stage while they were playing.
Amazing.
So
it's like that is actually so amazing. Even though I would literally like start having a panic attack and freak out because I like could not believe what I was seeing and the people, but like I would like to watch a video of it and not be there or be all the way in the back near the nearest exit.
Yeah, the singer now, when we saw him at Riot Fest, he used to be the bassist because the lead singer died.
Yeah, didn't he OD?
Yeah.
Did he OD?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show. I did get a video of some booby chopping offage and
yeah, they had some blood guns.
Some blood and some goo. And
typically you go to that show, you wear just a lot of people buy like even white pants.
And they like I think they make merch where it's like I went to a Gwar show.
Yeah, and it's white, and then you get splattered with blood and
brown
stuff.
And red and green things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was awesome. There was like a bunch of people like moshing and it was insane, and there's crowd surfing.
And there, I was actually, I'll be 51 in a couple weeks actually. But there's those type of bands that I was listening to in junior high and in high school, but they were around for years before me. So, you saw punks there.
Oh, it was awesome. There was
early
like
60s, they still
like the
sporting mohawks.
Chicks with the I think that's more of like an 80s like new wave thing where they have like the little eyeliner that's drawn out and it's like blue and yellow, and then they have like bleached shaved on the side, and then like a blue mohawk, and then they're with like their boyfriend or husband. That's the one case I can think of. I was like, oh my god, that is the coolest person I've ever seen.
They're older than me, They
all come out at Riot Fest and then they disappear. No, but Do you remember when we saw that chick on the motorcycle with the
with the
pigtails sticking out of like her helmet?
And she had
And
a
she
decal
had it
of herself on her bike.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And she was probably like mid-60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal. Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, back in the day too, with the blood and stuff, like Slayer. I went to a Slayer show. I'm trying to remember the year
Evan
it
is
was.
wearing Slayer merch as we speak.
But when I was there, they would throw raw slabs of meat out into the
That's amazing.
out into the audience and stuff.
That reminds me of like Butthole Surfers shows where they would like shoot. They would like wouldn't the lead guy he would like shoot guns at bottles over the crowd just to, you know.
There was
Shotguns.
one particular guy and really never got into was G.G. Allen.
Yeah, that's
Isn't he
too
like
far.
a douche?
He was definitely a
And
douche,
like really
to say
bad
the
and
least.
gross. Because I've never looked into
Like
it.
Gwar,
I don't care.
They're all arts. They were all art students and they're professional musicians. You know, they went
Yeah.
to schooling for all of that and
Right.
the makeup part of it. They had their own makeup studio at one point when they first started. In his case, he was just a troubled individual, basically. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, is it not like Sid Vicious and that whole thing? Even though
I'd say it's
worse.
probably worse than that. Although Sid Vicious did murder somebody, but
yeah, but
I mean, he would
G.G.
break-
Allen was able to
he was
spread
like,
his terror for
he
a
would
much longer time period.
get naked on stage and
stick a microphone up his butt and crap on stage and
throw it at the crowd,
bust bottles and roll around in them, and it's just ridiculous.
It's like all that, because that's like where it goes past being like enjoyable, I guess. Like Gwar, at least it's like cartoon.
I mean, me personally, and the songwriting, and none of it was good.
No.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's up to your own taste, I guess. Maybe
Wait,
some
what
people,
did you?
What's that?
You said the song.
The songwriting, like his songs he wrote, weren't
No, it
particularly
seems like.
good.
I mean, I've never even really listened to him because I'm like, I don't know that I care.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to watch some of the videos of him performing.
Yeah, like
but
you
it's
can,
like it's not an auditory experience.
No, right. It's definitely more like Gwar. The song. I mean, it's recording wise, it is like cool, like the concepts and the storylines, and I mean musically, technically, musically, it's like it's really good.
It was really made to shock.
Right.
Yeah.
So like listening to an entire album while you're like doing homework by Gwar is like not the most wonderful thing. But I mean, it depends on taste, but I feel like it's more
there's some
to
comedic
see live and comedic, right?
Comedic stuff to it. I mean, you can go on YouTube and watch videos where they go
trick-or-treating in tutus and they're in their costumes. It's insane. Or like their interviews on like live television, like what is it with Joan Rivers?
Yeah,
they went on with Joan Rivers.
Yeah,
insane.
I like to think of it as Gwar's like watching a horror movie that's put together, and then people like G.G. Allen is like watching gore videos where people are actually getting killed and
literal beheadings.
Gwar actually does have a movie. They actually did produce a movie. Yeah,
I have yet to watch it. I need to do that because I am a big fan of the concept, and I think I dig them. I think it's
and they are talented musicians.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's just extremely talented, like insane. Didn't they go? They were at Berkeley. I mean, you have to be decent unless you have like daddy's money, but I don't think any of them did.
You don't get into Berkeley with daddy's money unless he owns the place.
Right. Yeah. I also, like one of my first punk songs I remember listening to with you was GBH. What is it? Big Women?
Yes.
That is my first. Big women, flabby thighs.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction. It was like GBH and Circle Jerks.
Yeah.
And I remember saying Circle Jerks to my mom, and she was kind of shocked.
Yeah, GBH came
She was
here.
like, "Why are you saying that?" It's like, no, it's a band.
Yeah.
I swear.
They used to be Charged when they first started. GBH Charged.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of the Charged and they were just GBH. There's City Baby Attacked by Rats.
I love City Baby Attacked by Rats.
City Baby's Revenge.
That album art is my favorite of all time. I love it.
Yeah, I like them. They're
it's just fun, and like live stuff is always really awesome. And I watched
they're good live.
like recent shows, still sound awesome. You know, like the guy didn't pull what is it, like Vince Neil, where
Yeah.
you get like really annoying,
Or Axl Rose.
or an Axl
Yeah.
Rose, or like any of those guys.
You know, I did listen to, like I listened to everything, but back even like when Guns N' Roses came out, their first album, and I bought it on vinyl. You
Mhm.
buy vinyl albums still, you know. So.
Right. Yeah. I think that's different though, because wasn't their first album decent, and they weren't yet known to be like
Yeah.
huge assholes?
It was different than what was going on at the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is kind of, you
I mean,
know.
back you had like Aerosmith. You know,
Aerosmith came back in like the 90s.
I liked their first album, Toys in the Attic, but after that, I really didn't see more commercialized music where they were Run DMC when they first came back.
Mm-hmm.
And some people enjoy it. It's more of a radio type music, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses and like bands like that and like the Black Crowes in like the 90s were doing like the, you know, the classic rock kind of refreshing, which, you know, got worn out by all the original classic rock bands turning bad, like Aerosmith.
Yes.
And
And then,
then you know, you got like Metallica was, you know, they were skate punks when they
Mhm.
first came out. And they
I
sold,
love that first album.
you know, and they said, oh, we're never going to sell out. But, you know, if you want the money, they ended up
Right,
going
yeah.
mainstream and being on the
Plus,
radio.
if you're really passionate,
It's not like the talent's not there. They,
Well,
you know,
right, that's
it's-
the thing.
They made the move to do that,
Yeah.
which, you know, is it wrong? I don't think so.
No, because it's all subjective. You know, it really, you can't. You know, I mean, we don't know the guys. You know, so
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like you can't, you know, gauge really if you don't know people personally, unless it's like you're literally like
if
Satan. But
you're a band like that and say financially you're suffering, but, you know,
Mhm.
if you're found to be an excellent band, I mean, I you know, I guess why wouldn't you do that?
mm-hmm.
well, right,
You
yeah.
know?
Because just because you do that doesn't mean you have to lose your like spark or whatever you want to call
Mhm.
it, or your passion. Like, you know, you can still do the same things, and you might have to switch up to make it a little more commercialized, which is bullshit, but that, you know, is a thing. And I don't know, I just
Yeah, I remember when Cliff Burton died, all the bunch of
Yeah.
people in school, they wore armbands
yeah.
in school when we were in school back then in
Yeah.
junior high.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of going commercial, there's a situation happening right now that I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts in. But there's, to preface, there's, as everybody knows, there's Ticketmaster and there's Live Nation, which owns like something like, it's definitely
It's
over
insane.
80% of, you know, the event ticket sales in the world. But in Milwaukee, Live Nation's trying to put up a venue across from Turner Hall, and they're trying to do a 4,000 cap room and I think a 900 cap room to bring in bigger artists. And basically what they've been doing is Live Nation's been sending reps to like try and get people like Kelsey, who owns Cactus Club, who I'm, you know, friends with. She like posted a video saying that this guy from Live Nation called her and like was threatening and, you know, condescending, and, you know, it's just not a great look. And it's, you know, kind of in the Deer District area, which Lord knows it needs more concentration there. But, you know, long story short, Live Nation and Ticketmaster are kind of trying to buy out the Milwaukee live music scene, which is,
Loser.
Well, you know, how
Yeah.
much do you
Loser.
got to own, you know, a monopoly of everything, I guess. I mean, that's your
Mhm.
business,
Just
but there's certain, you know, to
assholes.
do it that way, to
Yeah.
approach a business owner like that and
And
do
it's
that
not
is-
like it's like some like rundown like
No.
shitty place. It's like the
it's
Cactus.
the spot.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
my first show was, I was 17. I went and saw Cheap Trick at the Riverside.
That's so
At the
fucking
Riverside?
cool.
Yeah.
It is so awesome.
Yeah,
Did they
so
play
that
He's a
was-
Whore? I love that song.
I don't know. That was
That is my favorite. That's
Cheap
my
Trick would have probably
30.
been
that is my
like
favorite Cheap Trick song.
That was when
33 years ago.
yeah,
So,
Tonight, their comeback
Yeah.
album
Yeah.
after kind of being down for a while. But
Yeah, I love Cheap Trick a whole
yeah,
lot.
they I think Live Nation, they were trying to use like the stakes they own in Madison, like they own High Noon Saloon and like the Orpheum and some other places. They're trying to use that to be like, yeah, we, include small venues too. But,
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's...
I don't agree with it.
No, I think it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And,
Bullshit.
They could do it because, those still are bigger than a lot of the places in Milwaukee. But, the other places are historic, like, Riverside and Turner Hall and, whatever other places. Truthfully, I don't know if Cactus Club specifically is really at risk, because Cactus Club is kind of like, it's got its reputation for a reason. People aren't going to stop going there to go to a 4,000 person show instead.
Part of the appeal is because it is Cactus Club.
Yeah,
and it's this awesome place to go.
But I think the concern is that the cash grab venues are going to take the money from places like the Riverside and the Pabst and Turner Hall, and I think Kelsey was kind of more looking out for that, because I don't think Cactus Club's going away. It's going to stay around as what it is, because that's the only thing it can and ever will be, So,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but unfortunate, and it'll probably happen. And, I guess we'll have to see how it shakes out. But that would be kind of like if Live Nation, places like Talia Hall or in Chicago, the Hideout or small places like that, if they're like, yeah, we're just going to put like a arena right across the street now. And then, what do you do about that?
Yeah. Not wonderful.
Not at all.
Not at all. Dad.
Yeah.
When did you know that I was the coolest child and I'm still the coolest child?
Well, you're the oldest child.
Yes, but when did you know after Kenny and Clara were born that I was the coolest and the best?
This is...
You have to answer truthfully, so...
Truthfully?
Yep.
You're the most artistic child.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
I can't pick favorites,
I think you can, but it's nice of you to say that.
Yeah, you're the most artistic.
That doesn't answer my question, but thank you so much.
You're not going to get it,
so much. Because we're all stuttering now, I wanted to bring up this thing that I'm thinking about doing. I was talking to I'm at Parkside. I was talking to my success coach, Tyler, and I think I'm gonna start like a music club or organization here at Parkside. To help people, including myself, find, people to jam with, talk about music, listen to music with, start up some events maybe, because there's a big push for it, and I know a lot of people like it, and just for people in the community, not just like Parkside students, but, I've heard some buzz about it, and I feel like that would be something really important, and I could do it through Studio Parkside, help advertise it a little bit within the campus. But I think that would be, pretty neat. Start like a Discord and all of that, and so that people can meet up and just jam and hang out and go to shows together. But, yeah. And I did put up a YouTube channel for this podcast, and it's got like contact info and a playlist of like fun stuff, video and audio. But yeah, I'll probably make Evan a collaborator, and maybe my dad, maybe just everybody I have on here a collaborator, so you can just add random shit to it, which might go bad at some point, but whatever. We'll see. But yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now that Ken has left the studio, let's talk about toilet-related deaths and injuries.
Evan texted me this wonderful message. He just said, let's talk about toilet-related deaths and injuries. And I was like, for sure. Faux show, actually.
Faux show.
And then he sent me the wiki link.
Yes.
So I actually didn't look into it because I kind of forgot. But Evan looked into it. So he's going to tell me some stories, and then I should pull it up.
Pull up the link right now, and then you can see what interests yourself. But basically, there's a couple different kinds of categories.
And we will be talking about Elvis.
Yes, there's a couple different kinds of toilet-related deaths and injuries, which is, circumstantial, which is maybe, you are constipated and like Elvis and die on the toilet. And there are cases where things like spiders will live in the toilet and bite you and you'll die, or snakes even. And sometimes the toilet will explode, therefore
like
killing you.
Oh, God. Have you seen the case of that lady that like literally combusted?
Yeah.
Like the old lady, like she literally exploded for no
Turned
reason.
to dust.
Yeah.
I feel
And
bad
she had
for
like her
laughing,
legs
but
were
it's-
like still chilling, and then she was like fully gone.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I think her cigarette was like still lit and shit. It's like, how does that even?
Yep.
I need a cigarette.
I need a hot
I need
dog.
a.
So while
That's
she's
4th of July, makes me need a hot dog real bad.
now
That
she-
one's for Raina.
Now she's pulling up the link,
Yeah, I'm working
the
on it.
wiki, you can see what's
Got it.
interesting for yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to check it out. Maybe I'll link it.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to do that. I don't know how. I am still working on it.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, check out the YouTube channel and all that. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I need to, and like share the shit everywhere, please. I know, because I know like my core people are listening. Like I know Kaylin's listening. She
Ye-
texted me today about, and then, yeah. But I need help.
Yeah.
Please.
I agree.
That would be chill. Because I mean I've got a good reach, but I looked at my like the analytics of it, and like majority, like 80% of the viewers and listeners are 45 to 60. And I was like, how is that possible?
It's probably my mom.
No, does your mom listen?
She listened to one. Shout out my mom, by the way. I forgot.
Yeah.
Somehow I forgot to shout
No,
her
I
out. Shout
know.
out my dad.
Yeah.
And we forgot Lydia, but we already corrected that.
No, I corrected it very very well, and
But-
said that Lydia was
A buff swimmer.
a buff swimmer and will beat you in a push-up contest, and may or may not be disguised as like a president, or like, no, it was Steve Lacy or Kanye West.
Yes.
That could be her. So,
It could be or it could not be.
not the offensive part, but just
Or
she's
the
not
camera
anti-Semitic,
smashing
or
part.
I literally can't. Yeah, no, that's very. Lydia could smash a camera.
Yeah. Anyways, toilet-related deaths and
Yes.
injuries. What do you see on the wiki?
I'm logging into the Parkside's Wi-Fi thing because it sucks.
Oh,
Give me like 5 seconds.
all right.
Give us a little summary of what's your
What's my favorite category?
yeah, what's your favorite category?
I think my favorite category is probably exploding toilet.
That would
It just
shoots
gets
up.
like backed up, like, and then the water
But,
forces
so
the
people
toilet
would
to
die, or
explode.
is this
People
the
die
death?
people die, injuries and deaths.
I honestly, if I was gonna go out, that would be kind of chill.
Go out on the toilet.
Yeah. Like, if it like came down to it, I would, it's like.
Sometimes I'd be falling asleep on the toilet. Not even
Do
gonna
you
lie.
actually?
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah,
That's
if Raina's listening right now, there was one time, I think I don't know where we were. It was at her house during this fair thing that was on a road, which I'm not going to say for privacy reasons, because it's the road that she lives on.
Yeah, that wouldn't be chill.
And I think, like, she was outside, we were just chilling. I went to the bathroom, and, like, I was just sitting there for some reason, and I fell asleep, and I came back out after a while, and,
Just act like nothing happened.
sorry about that if you're listening.
Injuries. Okay, I'm gonna read the subcategories for you.
Okay.
Accidental injuries, injuries caused by animals, self-induced injury, exploding toilets, historical deaths, urban legends. Exploding cigar is one that came up.
Nice. Yeah,
That's
people
pretty
drop
chill.
it in the toilet and it explodes.
The cigar?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Let's look into exploding toilets. Yeah, we need to. Ooh, Victorian era. That means it's good. There was let me just read this line off of Wikipedia. In the Victorian era, there was a perceived risk of toilets exploding. That's chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Historical deaths. German submarine was sunk in 1945. So
Yikes.
sorry, not gonna Aw, aw. But
We'll debate that later.
yeah, that's for next. In a
That's for the
upcoming episode,
Patreon. You have to
That's
pay
for the-
to
we
hear
will
us
start
debate
a
about
Patreon.
Germany in 1945.
we'll start a Patreon, and I can talk about the diorama I made of a concentration camp in elementary school.
I was going to talk about Holland 1945 by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Oh, you both have two different memories. but
Anyways,
it's chill.
submarine.
Submarine was sunk after a toilet malfunctioned.
And they died, I'm guessing?
I think so. It does say historical deaths.
That is historical. It
George
most
II
definitely
of
did.
Britain. Your name is George. You deserve it. 1760.
Bruh.
I'm kidding. Your
I don't
dad's
know
name
any
isn't
George.
George. Okay.
No, my dad's name is David Allen.
Oh. There's no Elvis? List of people who died. Oh, no, maybe there is.
In theory, it had nothing to do with the toilet.
Yeah.
That might be under famous, urinary and fecal tests.
What? Urban
Which-
legends?
Elvis is a legend.
He is a legend. He's not real.
I don't know how
Just like
urban he
birds.
is. Birds are also not real.
No. Lenny Bruce. That's cute.
Did Lenny Bruce die on
Lenny
the toilet?
Bruce. Well, he died of a heroin overdose on the toilet.
Jesus. Do better, people.
He died while sitting on the toilet with his arm tied off. That's a nice image.
My God.
Damn.
This is getting dark.
Yeah, let's the king is dead on the floor. George II of Britain died on the toilet October 25th, 1760 from an aortic dissection.
What?
According to
Bro
Horace
got dissected?
Wait, listen to this. Horace Walpole's memoirs. King George rose at usual at 6 and drank his chocolate. For all his actions were invariably melodic. A quarter after 7, he went into a little closet. His German valet de chambre.
Mm-hmm.
What
Is
are you
that it?
doing?
There's a bug.
Oh, okay. I thought he was telling me to shut up. I was like, oh.
No.
His German valet de chambre, I'm assuming that's like made of the, I don't know, you just like watch him or something because he's like a creepy king, inbred king. But he heard a noise. He was waiting, heard a noise, ran in, saw the king dead on the floor and said, what did he say? No, why is it in quotes? Oh, never mind. In falling, he had cut his face. That's chill.
He fell off the toilet, cut his face, and died?
Yep. That's chill.
Interesting.
Self-induced. I feel like that's not chill. Oh, wait, maybe it... Oh, wait. In a 2001 Sopranos episode, he is risen.
Oh.
Damn. The character Gigi Sestone has a heart attack on the toilet of his club. That's cool.
There's people that, like, when they're going to the bathroom, they go to the bathroom so hard that they just
That's
die.
what it is. That he literally, like, you just, like, literally knock yourself out and die.
Yeah.
The Erfurt latrine disaster of 1184 caused the
Whoa.
death of at least 60 people. You're telling me there was toilets in what? 1184?
1184.
This is Wikipedia. That's not real. There's no way. I
There
don't
was
believe it.
outhouses.
You were just like all in the line.
Yeah.
That's chill. Someone was assassinated.
On the toilet?
Yep. A name I can't pronounce because I can't figure it out.
That's worse than Abraham Lincoln's assassination.
A business. Oh, this is
I've
this
been
is music.
shot.
This is music related. A British businessman and conservative politician. Christopher Shale was found dead in a portable toilet at the Glastonbury Festival on June 26, 2011.
Did he get flipped upside down?
I hope so. I don't know.
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
even know who I'm talking about.
Don't.
I literally.
He's a British conservative, so he's probably more chill than an American conservative.
Yeah.
Which would be a good segue to talk about Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Oh shit! Yeah. Didn't his kneecaps get smashed in? Did they get
No,
smashed in, or was it an attempt?
His face got smashed in.
Oh, I thought it was his kneecaps.
He was gonna get, like, This guy busted into their house in San Francisco, which is like, why are you living in San Francisco?
No, literally, like, come on
It's
now.
kind of in the but it doesn't. Whatever. This guy busts into his house, I think, with a hammer,
Is
and
that what it was? I thought someone busted in his kneecaps. I didn't know it was his
it
face.
might be his fate. It might be both, but
It was probably
they
both.
were looking for Nancy, and they couldn't find her. And he was gonna hold. What's his name? Paul Pelosi. We're gonna hold him hostage until she showed up. Like, they were gonna tie him up, and I don't know what went down, but he just
Yeah.
wound up beating him in the head, I think.
Wasn't
and
the guy that did it like a crazy conservative too?
of course.
He was like, yeah, like wasn't he like he was like a right wing alt right
Yeah,
dude?
of course. And
Is Nancy Pelosi? I honestly don't know shit about politics.
the
Is she
speaker.
Democrat?
Yeah,
or-
I don't remember exactly. I think she's Speaker of the House.
boots the house down.
I
Houston?
might be. Yes.
That's not chill to say.
I might be completely
Um,
wrong about that, but
one
she's
thing
some
that I-
higher up in
Speaking
the
of
Senate,
this,
I believe.
I keep driving past a sign every time that I'm on my way to class here at UW Parkside. So it's on 39th Avenue. I drive past a house every day that says, "Fight for your freedom, Ron Johnson."
Oh.
Now you're telling me that Ron Johnson is fighting for freedom when he wants to take away women's rights. Hello. Do we see the irony in that?
I mean,
Do
well,
we-
no, because with conservatives,
stupid.
Stout conservatives, irony and humor and any kind of, remote understanding of intellectual being is lost. And
right,
with
and
people,
we're not talking about people that just like identify with like the Republican thing, which is like whatever. Even though if you're like super outward about it on either side,
yeah.
and you're like using it as like some personality trait, it's kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about people that are like actually like harmful to society, which is whoever has the sign up because you're stupid.
Yeah, and it turns out that to actually stand with possibly conservative actual policies, you do have to research things, which, excuse me, most of them don't do. But if you agree with, conservative economic policies, they change all the time because it's, the shiny new object, because whatever in the past is not cool anymore, because, chances are the person they worshipped turned out to be a child rapist or, one of many convicted felons or, whatever the case may be. And, it's just, it's jumping ship all the time. And if you can, like, really stick to any policies about anything, then are you really, do you really align with the modern, like, conservative viewpoint? Because there's no accountability there. And, if you're listening to this, like, whoever you may be, and you're like a stout conservative right in your ways, I just challenge you to think about it, although you're probably, just angry right now, screaming at the wall and
A little pissed off, clenching
Yeah.
your fists, perhaps.
maybe a little sweaty,
A little clammy,
considering the
sweaty.
body odor
Yep.
that you most likely have.
Yep.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings.
Well, no, but
Um,
we are talking strictly about people that are assholes. Okay.
Yes.
We're talking
just
about people that. Yes.
People are people.
People are people, and not everybody's Hitler, which is something that we say a lot.
Yes.
But we're just being real about how, like, if you want to take away, like, abortion rights or whatever, and you don't even have the ability to give birth, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what you think. But yeah, that's just me. Plus, and if you're like, oh, this is like a whole tangent on abortion rights, but whatever, it's chill. Just one more minute of it. I want to say this. But like, if you, like, it's like pro-choice, I think is just like, because even if you like support and you don't believe in abortion, then don't get one. But don't try to control everybody, which is the problem that I have with it. Because like, it's fine if you yourself, you're like, I don't believe in it, then don't get one. But if you do, then suck it out.
Yep.
Whatever.
It just seems like,
literally a jelly bean.
although it has been, brewing for quite some time, it like there was just this uproar this past like summer and still kind of going now, but there was just this huge thing that popped up and was like, yep, we're taking it away now in the middle of, whatever, July or whenever it was. And it's just gone, deal with it. We're done with this now. We're moving on to the next thing. We're just going to take away because we feel like it and because this is kind of gross. Like, this is not very American. Like, Americans should have families with children and,
It's
all
like,
these things.
And once that baby is like the mother gives birth and is not fit to be a mother, what happens when it goes into the foster? Like, it's either going to end up dead, homeless, or in a foster. Not that happens all the time, but we're talking, just in the grand scale of things. It's usually not that bright, at least childhood.
No.
Once you're an adult, you can kind of gain some leeway sometimes. But, like, just let people fucking adopt. They don't have to be baby-making machines. Like, hello. Use your brain, please.
Yeah, and I think a subsidiary
it's all about
of that,
the children. Then adopt the children that have brains that aren't literally jelly beans.
Well,
Like,
and if it's all about the children, just as a general point, you shouldn't be trying to make schools worse and public resources worse for developing minds, especially now where, thankfully I'm, I think both of us are kind of blessed to not have had, the whole COVID thing really affect our curve of development, but there have been some kids that are really, behind, and there's like, I saw a thing today where there was this teacher that would drive like up to 2 hours to help special needs students in 2020, and tutor them for free. And there was just like this conservative backlash at it for no reason. They're like, well, if the kid's not going to do it, then, that's up to them. And it's like, this is a child who is in like 6th grade who has severe like autism or whatever the case may be. It's they need more help than a neurotypical person would, and why would you deny them that?
Right. And it's like, sure, if it was, I don't know, like some like rich kid that is neurotypical and like, I don't know, is an asshole.
Yeah.
And was again, it is like all subjective, which is, unless like in Evan's case, what he just said, like it's an autistic kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, let the teacher do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hurting anybody. It's only helping people. Literally only helping people.
Mm-hmm. And I think the standpoint was that this is happening outside of school. Like, who knows what they could be telling this developing young mind? Like, there's, what could possibly be going on here? Like, this is not good. We must know what teachers are doing at all times and, put cameras in every classroom and all this stuff. And
it's like as if people, like, going, I don't even know, but like majority of like the people saying this are like, your 60 to like 75-year-old like asshole conservative dude. You have probably groped a few asses. Sorry. You are a menace. So,
yep. Yeah.
Unless you're not, but I'm talking majority again, because it is subjective. But
yeah. But and if not that, you're negative to people around you or even not around
you're
you
just
in
a bummer.
some way. Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, I won't go as far to say that, people will do outwardly other things to, like physical things to other people, because a lot of the time these dudes are just sitting on Facebook typing away and they haven't even seen a woman to touch involuntarily.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, but I get the point for sure, and it does seem to happen more with that demographic than it does any other demographic.
Yeah, and that's not saying that all Republicans or people that are identify with that are like that, but it's just the I don't know how you would say this, the leaders or the like the faces of that part of society are usually creepy and, not wonderful.
Yeah, and that's not to say everyone, who's democratic or otherwise, is completely clean.
There is some gross things happening, and not everybody is perfect. So,
but the difference is
you can pick
accountability.
Apart everybody,
like usually there's just no accountability on if some rabid, insane, ravenous right winger is like doing something harmful, but then I guess some people would say the cancel culture cancels people, and whatever. If somebody did something, consciously to get themselves canceled, I say with
and
air quotes, but
it's like if unless it's somebody is being wrongfully accused, because then that's shitty, obviously, and shouldn't happen. But if it's rightfully accused and it was fully, and you stand by your actions or whatever, then and you did some gnarly shit.
Nope. Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, let's.
Never.
Yeah. Well, that's the. We are now a politics podcast.
Yeah.
All you.
I mean, listening to this, you probably figure where our heads are at going into this.
I mean, if you listen to the first episode, I feel like you can kind of gauge where we're at.
Yeah. Considering this is a music and arts based podcast, and you have to have some kind of authenticity left in your soul to enjoy that.
Yeah. You have to have soul.
A little bit,
At least a tiny bit.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to get into some Rex maybe?
Sure.
Cause I've got some good ones, I think. Wilma's Rainbow Helmet. Solid.
Is a great underrated.
Sister Cities, Hop Along. I don't know. It's some weird indie. I don't know. I haven't checked the listener count or whatever because I don't really care. But I don't know. It's new to me. So, and then Teal by Wonder House, also new to me. Don't know. It's just fun sounding, even though it's depressing as hell. If you actually listen to the words. Award Tour and Steve Biko, A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
2 classics.
You Are a Light by Pavement.
They're on tour.
Oh yeah. And isn't Duster on tour too?
Duster is on tour.
All of them are on tour.
Yikes.
Biba Doobie, This Is Where the Story Ends. It's a cover of the Sundays song. That's really fun. It's on the YouTube playlist. The YouTube account is The Anti-Podcast. Because if you're listening to this, you should go and subscribe and check out the playlist. And I'll make Evan a collaborator on it so he can add some of his, fun stuff to it. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got, really.
So, that said, I've got a little playlist made of, whatever I've been into, starting with Apathy by Michael Cronin. Just a good song, good album. Good garage rock, I don't know,
That's
whatever.
Amazing, always.
He plays bass in Ty Segall's band, so, there you go.
Yep.
And his solo stuff is just as good, if not better, some of it. Hot take. And then next I've got Time to Melt by Sam Evian.
Evian, the water.
Yeah, it's spelled the same way.
Oh, maybe it's Evian.
Maybe.
No, but then
that would be weird.
Big Water is going to take him down.
Yeah. Taken down by...
Dog down at Trolley Dogs?
No. But,
Shouts out Josh.
That's the, I don't even know. That's just a banging song. Funky.
Is that the one you were playing in the car?
Yeah.
Okay, it is funky, I can guarantee.
It is. And then after that, we've got... Let me see if I can read all the goddamn credits on this song. It's called Greener Pools by Brad Calkins, Greg Coates, John Dwyer, Nick Murray, Tom Dolis.
Oh.
It's just like a collaborative album of, kind of krautrocky, crazy, like bleeps and bloops.
That's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, a song that I found that I forgot to write down. It's by this band called, it's like Butter 08 or something. It's like this obscure, the band, I'm assuming it's a band. It only has one album out on Spotify. Yeah, it's 9mm or 9mm by Butter 08. And it's this like really strange, like, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Sonic Youth very much. I think the album came out in 96. But yeah, you should check it out. It's pretty obscure. It's on my November playlist on my personal Spotify, which is linked in the YouTube for sure. I'm not sure about, I'm sure you can figure it out on Spotify, but
yeah. And then the last one is Truck Driving Man by New Riders of the Purple Sage, specifically the live version off this Lyceum 1972 album that they just released in September, I believe. And it's kind of funny because I've been talking to this guy who we might be able to get on here. He's busy. This guy who's I might be doing some stuff with him. His name's Will Hansen. He's in a group called Old Pup, and he plays pedal steel and lap steel. And
we gotta get him on.
Yeah, non-pedal and lap steel, just normal guitar.
That needs to happen.
And we've been talking back and forth, and he's a big New Riders fan, and he's also, I think he's touring at the moment, playing steel with somebody. So, he's been super cool so far. I sent him some of my stuff, some of my songs, and he's into it. And he says I have a voice like Jeff Tweedy.
Okay.
So,
all right.
That's worth something, but
Okay.
that song just is in that kind of vein. So there you go.
And because I know you're really wanting this. Me and Evan will will release a live album of SpongeBob metal version.
We will.
Just for you. But in all seriousness, even though Evan is very busy and very, he's a little more accomplished than I am in that aspect.
No.
A little. You have been in a band, which I have not.
In a few bands.
A few. And you're like, yeah. But I'm working on it. But me and Evan, I would like to figure something out.
Oh, yeah.
To where we can, combine. Because, we are like besties. So I feel like we would be able to make something, maybe not listenable, but just to have it and be like, oh,
neat.
Okay. Yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
please, once again, if you're looking for somebody and to jam with, or a band, and I will be starting that club or organization, so that will be happening for sure. But and I will keep you updated every week. Awooga, awooga. I will be keeping you updated. But yeah, my email and my email is in the YouTube channel description for sure. So if you want to contact me,
goddamn phone number out there.
There's 19 people listening. I don't give a shit. Plus, what are they gonna? Yeah, I don't know. I'll call Lydia up.
Yeah.
She can knock him out. So.
Did you know you can add your phone number to your Instagram profile?
Actually, I need to work on making a Instagram.
Oh yeah.
For this. Yeah, we're gonna make an Instagram for this fun little show. I haven't done it yet because I kind of can't figure it out. So maybe Evan will help me. He will help me. I'll make him. So.
Brother.
But yeah. I think that's kind of it.
I agree.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back again next week. to talk about something. Don't know what. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe not. Don't know.
Nobody knows
But-
anything.
Bye. Love ya.